going on, everybody? Going Youper here. Sorry if I'm too close up. Today's video is going to be about the things I like and the things I don't like about living in the UP. Let's start off with the things I don't like first. What I don't like is the weather. Extremely cold. It feels cold to me all year round. Now it does get up into the high 70s, maybe very low 80s during the summertime, but the summer is so short. It's, you blink and it's gone. And I'm talking, it's short enough that you go to the lake to go swimming, and this is for me and me only. I know I've been spoiled living in Florida, but the water is like 55, maybe 60 degrees tops, and that's just not good swimming water for me. It's too cold, can't do it. So that's the biggest thing. And the snow is outrageous. Like right now, as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of snow, and boy am I grateful. I mean, usually by this time of year we've already had a foot or so of snow. God bless global warming, if you ask me. But it's coming, trust me, I know it's coming. And some other things I don't like about living in the UP. I definitely don't like driving 65 miles into town. I actually have to go into a different state. I have to go into the state of Wisconsin to go shopping or do any of my bigger shopping with the bigger stores, Walmart, and so on. And no, I'm not a big fan of Walmart, but as Walmart has taken out all the little mom and pop shops around here, that's pretty much all I'm left with. I don't really have much of a choice. We did get a Subway in Stevenson. Very cool. My favorite fast food, Subway by far. I'm not big into greasy burgers. But we did get a Subway. It just opened up less than a week ago. So that is awesome. And we've already stopped in there, I would say 6 times in the last 7 days. Literally. A few of those days was twice in one day. So I guess we stopped in there about 8 or 9 times. But love it. Very awesome. Thank you, Stevenson, for bringing Subway. We needed it. Things I don't like. The deer. The deer are insane. I have never felt more in danger for my life than driving up here with the deer. The deer are crazy. On my street alone, Jimtown Road, my street alone, I see maybe 6-7 deer just driving down my road before I get the G12, and that's another long road with nothing but farmhouses on them. And I see probably 10 to 15 deer on that road almost every single time I go down it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the deer. When I first moved here, I was like, how could anybody shoot these deer? I mean, they're in my yard, sleeping in the yard all the time. Driveway during the summer when the bugs are out, they like to sit out the end of my driveway because it's like a little wind tunnel down there going down my road, so it keeps the bugs off them. But now I understand that we have way too many deer here. They have to be thinned out one way or another, and why not going in somebody's freezer and feeding families? Which, down in Florida, as you know, there's not a lot of, or maybe you don't know, the deer aren't very plentiful, and if they are, they're very small deer. So there's not a lot of deer hunting, so there's just not a lot of hunting in general in my part of Florida. I mean, there is a lot of hunting, but in my part of Florida, there wasn't a whole lot of hunting going on. A lot of pig hunting, and that's about it. And so it's just not something that I was brought up doing. Now I would love to learn how to clean and dress a deer and process a deer and all that stuff. And I'm not a really big venison guy, but I'm not above it. I think if it's done right, it could probably taste all right. But every time I've ever had it, it has a real gamey taste to it, and I can't stand that gamey taste. And everybody tells you the same thing. They say, oh, well, you haven't tried mine yet. You got to try my venison stew, or they do a lot of venison sloppy joe and stuff like that around here, but it usually always has that gamey, nasty taste to it. My neighbor across the street, he has a hunting camp over there, and he told me a few tricks of the trade that I haven't heard, and that's deboning the meat right away, and I guess that really helps. Not sure, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that stuff. So maybe next year I might go out and do a deer hunt. Still undecided. Not into killing things. Oh, semi truck was in my lane. But anyway, so the deer are insane. But see, that the deer is a negative and a positive, because I love seeing all the deer around. It's just really cool to see them all. They're huge, absolutely huge. What other things don't I like? Oh, bars. There's more bars in my town than there is anything else. I'm not a drinker. I don't mind people that go out and have drinks, but I'm not fond of drunks. Dealing with a drunk person is just almost impossible. Trying not to deal with a drunk person is almost impossible. But there's so many bars. I mean, there's bars everywhere, and they open at all sorts of hours, because down here in Marionette, where I'm heading, there's a lot of factory workers, and they get out at all different hours, and they gotta have a chance to go to the bar and have a few drinks themselves, which is cool. But I'm just not cool with drunks. I don't mind people that drink, but the drunks just can be hard to deal with sometimes. That said, I'm not surrounded by very many drunks myself, so I haven't had too much of a problem with that. And the people that I am around that like to drink are very cool people, and I've never really had any issues with them either, so I guess there's nothing too much to complain about. But that's also like their biggest crime up here is DUIs. And that's pretty much about it. I mean, maybe a few random thefts here and there, but crime here is really, really low. That's why I'm debating if I want to join the sheriff's office next summer, fall. Haven't decided yet. I still got to finish my degree, but that's a plan, I think. I don't know. A lot of cool people up here, so let's talk about the good things. A lot of people up here, really, really cool people. We moved up here from Florida and bought a home. Spent the last 3 years being broke because we just wanted to pay off the home and land so that we didn't have a mortgage bill. And that's what we did. And now we own our house and the land. Awesome. Very cool. Not having any rent bill. Very low taxes because we live out in the middle of nowhere, which is also a bonus. Another thing that I like living up here. I can go outside and shoot all day long if I want. I can ride four-wheelers anywhere I want. Actually, my road is part of the state trails. I can go hundreds and hundreds of miles on trails alone on a UTV, ATV, dirt bike, four-wheeler. Really cool. I love that. During the summertime, I see lines of four-wheelers and side-by-sides and dirt bikes going past the house all summer long. I love that. I've always wanted to live in an area where I could jump on my dirt bike or my four-wheeler and take off. Now that I live in an area I don't have any dirt bikes or four-wheelers, plan on making a change with that pretty soon. In a few months, I'm going to buy an ATV of some sort. Another thing I like, like I was saying, I love the animals. I mean, turkey, deer, bear. One night I went out, got in the car, was checking through my stuff, make sure I had everything, and as I'm checking through my stuff, it's real dark outside, I didn't have any lights on, and right next to my window of the truck, I was actually in the truck at the time, I see this giant back walking past the passenger window. Huge black bear, biggest black bear I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of black bear in my day. Hugest black bear I've ever seen. Gigantic. He was walking over to get into my dumpster, which he did a few times. I did see a few bear this year. They were just down the road from me a little bit. They weren't hanging out at my house, which is cool because I got a huge dumpster. That's one of the things I forgot I don't like. We don't have like a regular garbage service. They come once a month to pick up our garbage. Waste management, and I will say that we've had a hard time at waste management from the start. They were over a month late delivering our dumpster. They have like a spring thaw where they don't come out and pick up your trash at all. For last year it was only like 2 months, but the year before that was like 4 months where they didn't come out. No letter, no notice. Being from a busy town down in Florida, I maybe selfishly thought that they would let you know by sending you a mailer or something saying, hey, we don't pick up during the thaw, and they don't let you know, so that's kind of a bummer. But anyway, I love the views and the scenery. Best views and scenery anywhere I've lived. Granted, I haven't lived in the greatest of places, but I haven't, lived in a nice town, Port Charlotte, where, you know, palm trees. Had one of my homes that I lived in, dolphins in my backyard swimming in the canal. The weather is awesome for the most part, but sometimes it gets too hot. I mean, in Florida, it gets way too hot sometimes, just as hot as, you know, it gets cold here. So it's like a catch-22, I guess, with that. Oh, sorry, back again. I'm going to bounce around a little bit. I'm driving and just holding this here, so I really want to make sure I'm concentrating on my driving. And my daughter and my grandchildren and my son-in-law, they're all down in Florida, so that's the biggest thing I miss about Florida. And probably really and my buddy Marty. I miss my buddy Marty and his family. But the people up here are great. They'll help you out with anything. Don't even know you to help you. Matter of fact, every year so far at Christmas time, we've gotten a $100 gift card randomly. We don't know who it's from in the mail. No idea who it's from. We don't know why. Very cool. One of the state troopers that lived down the road from me brought a big giant bag of toys over to our place. We didn't need it. We weren't. I told him to go ahead and give it to a family that would probably be, more needy, and he said no, that they've already had that taken care of. That this is just something that they wanted to do for us. So that was pretty cool. We were already done Christmas shopping, but the kids got extra gifts, and they weren't complaining. So that was really cool. But the people up here are awesome. They're just really awesome people. My children's school, I'd say that's 50-50. I like the staff, the teachers. My nephew's teachers, he has a couple of issues, but he's come a long way since he's moved in with us. I mean, a long way. He's not even the same kid. But he does deal with some demons, and he's getting better with it. But the teachers here that he has are just so well skilled in dealing with children like that's a blessing for me and Gloria. I mean, to have these people know how to handle Eli and deal with him is great. It's good for him, it's good for us. It takes a lot of stress off of us. So the staff, awesome. Can't complain about not one person on the staff. I don't know anybody on the school board, but that I will find out about. I am going to start going to the school board meetings. I want to know exactly what's going on and why. As a taxpayer, my money does go to the schools. I definitely feel like I should be part of what's going on, so that's part of the duty that you should take, especially if you have children in the school. What I don't like is that they're really kind of, I don't know if they're behind. Their grading for overall for the school is not very good, and not as good as where we came from. And I don't really understand why either, because this school, I believe they have a total of 240 or 48 students or 84 students, one of those two. My kids come from a school where the district was over 5,800 something children, so, and they had an A rating. Now this school had a C rating 2 years ago, but I do believe it went up to a B, which is very cool. So that's why I want to start going to these school board meetings, so I can kind of find out what that's all about. God, I hate driving so far. I gotta drive so far. Literally 60 plus miles to get down to where I'm going right now. And it's 60 plus miles of farmland and just a few houses. I mean, this is heavily populated for the most part from what I've been driving through so far. So, I mean, it kind of gives you an idea. So there's no gas stations between my town and Menominee, and Menominee happens to be the last town south in the southern tip of the UP before you cross the bridge into Marionette, Wisconsin, where we do most of our shopping, only because they have the Walmart and they have the majority of the stores. We do have some stores in McDonald's and things like that down in Menominee. But other things that I love. I like how the people up here are from this area, or sorry guys, concentrate on my driving, so if the camera goes a little bit cattywampus, it's because I'm paying attention to my driving. Anyway, the people up here and their teams, like their football teams, everybody up here is a big Green Bay Packer fan. The UP doesn't really see themselves as part of the Mitten, from what I've noticed. I could be wrong, but from what I've noticed, they don't really consider themselves as part of Michigan, and they're really nothing like the people in the Mitten at all. A lot of people don't even know where the UP is on the map. They think we're part of Canada. If I tell people that I live in Michigan, I'm about 150 miles north, about 170 miles north of Green Bay, Wisconsin, they don't understand it, which is fine, I guess. But the people up here in their teams, their football teams, their school teams, I mean, people really get behind their teams, their school teams, and everybody up here seems to be a giant Green Bay Packers fan. I like the Pack, not my team. I'm still a Miami Dolphin team. But coming from Florida, where everybody's from somewhere else, everybody has a different team that they follow. But up here, they are really, really, really fans of their team. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And the schools, everybody gets behind all the school sports and stuff, which is really cool. You know, here, I don't really know too many people. I don't get out very much. But we can't go anywhere, even when we go over the bridge into Wisconsin, without my wife or kids running into at least 2 or 3, maybe even 5 to 6 people that they know. It's insane. Like, I could go to any one of the Walmarts in Port Charlotte, Florida, and never see a person that I knew. And I've lived there for 22, 23 years, and I will not run into anybody I know. Here, every single time we go somewhere, we run into people that we know, which I guess is good and bad. It's kind of bad for me because I don't really know anybody, but it's good for my kids and for my wife because, you know, they get to socialize a little bit, which is pretty cool, I guess. The cops up here, pretty cool cops. I mean, these aren't like cops in Port Charlotte, where there's a training facility for officers and stuff. I mean, they take every opportunity to pull you over and give you the jazz because it's most of the time they're training somebody. Here, give you an example. I accidentally ran a red light late one night, and I didn't have my insurance on me. In Florida, that would have been 2 big giant tickets, and they would have thrown the book at me. Here, cop believed that I had insurance, and that he understood the mistake that I made driving through the red light, and I got 2 warnings. That's it, 2 warnings. No, I'm a big old jerk, I'm gonna use my power to be a jerk on you, none of that. That's really cool. I really appreciated the way that they handled everything up here with that. P.S. North Honda Motorsports. Don't ever go there. The people are jerks. Rude as all get out to me. I've been in there like 3 times. Rude as can get. Just, if you can even get a salesperson to come over to you. I'm not joking. I stood in there for 30 minutes with another guy that was looking at a Honda. He already got approved to buy a Harley from a place down in Peshtigo down here. And he wanted to check out some Hondas. So I was telling him everything about the Honda Shadow, about the Honda Ace, telling him about the goods and the bad. I was comparing the 2 with the Harley and the Honda to give him a good idea. And in that 30-35 minutes, not one salesperson came over. And then when one finally did, the guy thought that I was a salesman there. I guess I did a good job. Found out that I wasn't, and then he was kind of upset that, you know, he sat in there for 35 minutes and nobody even came over to bother to talk to him. And I've gone in and asked some questions, and it was like I was wasting their time. You know, cash in hand, ready to buy a side-by-side and a four-wheeler. I was going to buy both of them, and I chose not to buy them just because of this guy's attitude. It was ridiculous. Alright, sorry for the long video. Just giving kind of a heads up on the goods and the bad about living in the UP. So I want y'all to have a great day. If you like my videos, subscribe, like and share them. It'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.